Welcome back on our second episode of Korea Cup Journey. This is a program delivering the world racing news as well as some of the interesting facts about Korean racing and some of the trivial facts about our international race, Korea Cup and Sprint. Your MC today is Joe and Alastair. Hello, Alastair.
Yeah, hello. Well, second episode of this show, and I have to say the temperature is certainly much warmer than it was when we did this a month ago, and the racing is certainly heating up as well.
Right, it's the midst of summer racing season right now, and it's always the year for the very interesting racing period.
Yeah, for racing fans, not just in Korea, but also around the world, it's a very significant time of year. Certainly for the three-year-old crop. Of course, in Europe, we've got the Epsom Derby, the Prix de Jockey Club, the Irish Derby coming up over the next month. And of course, in the United States, we just had the just completed Kentucky Derby.
Right. Today's episode focuses on the three-year-old across the world and starting with our closest neighbor, Japan, and taking a look at Unicorn Stakes. Well, I was particularly interested in this very race because of the runner who ran at our Korean international race, the Korea Sprint, Sekifu.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were so interested in this particular race, but then of course I did remember we had Sekifu, who came out of the Unicorn in 2022 and then went on to run in the Korea Cup the same year. Now the Unicorn was quite a different race in those days. It was over the mile. I think Remake actually ran in the same edition of the race.
Right.
And the Korea Cup wasn't in International Group 3 then, so it might not necessarily be possible for horses to come straight here again. But Sekifu was a serious horse. He ran very well in the Korea Cup. He went on to win the Group 1 February Stakes the following year as well. Probably, I would say, the best link between the Unicorn and the Korea Cup and Sprint, though, is the 2005 winner, a long time ago, Kane Hikili, who went on to win the Japan Dirt, the Tokyo Daishoten, amongst other big races. But as a stallion, he sired London Town, who won the Korea Cup in both 2017 and 2018, and who himself now stands as a stallion in Korea.
Great link to our international race, London Town having been the winner of our international race. And there's a lot coming up about this race, Unicorn Stakes.
This year's edition was won by Canal Beagle, who is by Real Steel, who's turning out to be a really good sire of dirt horses in Japan. Canal Beagle actually takes his record to 3 wins from 5 starts under a great ride by a very promising young jockey, 19-year-old Sanosuke Yoshimura. Also a big run by Clay King in second. He actually blew the start a little bit, but then ran on really, really well. And interestingly, another link with the Korean big races, Clay King was ridden by Damien Lane, who of course partnered both Hong Kong horses who came in 2023, including Duke Y, who was 4th in the Korea Sprint.
And let's go back to the other side of the earth and take a look at this three-year-old race. This is the most prestigious three-year-old race, I would think, is the Kentucky Derby.
Well, obviously, I'll always defer to the Epsom Derby as being the most prestigious. That's my own bias as being the original and the best.
Englishman.
And you know what? When talking about Churchill Downs on Kentucky Derby Day, I actually thought we'd be talking about the Knicks Go Stakes, which took place earlier in the card, won by Liberal Arts, who's now a winner of 6 from 13 and 2 for 2 under Brad Cox. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind seeing the Knicks Go being a win and you're in for the Korea Cup.
Well, when I think of Kentucky Derby, though, there's so many things like how festive it is, and there are so many great runners out of this Kentucky Derby. But I can't help to think about this racehorse who ran in our international race, the Crown Pride.
Yeah, but there's no escaping Crown Pride, is there? Certainly here, he's a 2-time winner of the Korea Cup. He ran in the Kentucky Derby back in 2022. He finished back in the pack. I know Japan had similar bad luck this year. Obviously, they just missed out with Forever Young last year as well. Probably the biggest interest from a Korean point of view in the Kentucky Derby every year is potential future sires. Now, especially if we're thinking about the Korean Derby. Now, out of the last 10 Korean Derby winners, 6 of them have been sired by American horses who ran in the Kentucky Derby when they were 3. Menifee, Egton Park, Musket Man, and Hansen, who sired last year's winner, Empire Sabanks.
Here comes Sovereignty, and they square off, heading to the final furlong of the Kentucky Derby. Final Gambit and Baeza trying to close in late. Sovereignty has taken the lead. Journalism has to fight back. Journalism has lost the lead to Sovereignty. It's time for the Royal Blue to don some red. Sovereignty wins the Derby.
So Kentucky Derby this year has been won by Sovereignty, and so I've heard this news about Sovereignty. Is he going to be going for another one?
Yeah, no Triple Crown winner this year. Sovereignty likely to be skipping the Preakness, heading straight towards the Belmont. So there won't be a Triple Crown winner in the United States this year.
But we might actually have someone from Korea who is expecting to win the second leg of the Korean Triple Crown. So we went on and had some fun around the global stage, and let's get back to the local and see what's happening here at Seoul Racecourse. Well, this is my favorite season of the racing period in all times.
Yeah, obviously the Korean Derby is coming up. It is the representative race for 3-year-olds in Korea. Unlike in the United States, where the Kentucky Derby is the first leg of the Triple Crown, it's actually the second leg of the Triple Crown here. The only horse to have won all 3 legs of the Triple Crown in its modern format is Powerblade back in 2016. Furthermore, no horse has since him followed up a win in the KRA Cup Mile by winning the Korean Derby.
Right, Powerblade is now a stallion here in South Korea, and never have we been seeing any horse like him. But maybe this year we might have a turnaround effect. We might actually expecting a horse who might actually qualify this. Oasis Blue could be the possibility here. Big quality.
So yeah, will this, what do we call it, the curse of the KRA Cup Mile, will it hold this year? I don't think it will. I think Oasis Blue was such a good winner of the Cup Mile. I think he's got such a high ceiling on his ability as well that he could well be the real deal. He could go on to take the Korean Derby as well.
So this is going to be a big task for Oasis Blue to go for, and we would think that he's highly probable here for 2025, and fingers crossed for Oasis Blue. Let's take a look at the race of the reference, the KRA Cup Mile.
Yeah, so Oasis Blue, he settled midfield. He took things up early and he really ran the legs off the rest of the field. He does have the challenge for the wide gate. And of course, in a big field, his first time at Seoul as well, anything could happen. But so far, his body of work is superior to any of his rivals, and he's very much the one to beat. As for dangers, I think Eclipse the King is the danger. He didn't go to the Cup Mile, but he's a 4-time winner, including at this distance at Class 4 level. But certainly, he looks very good. He's a front runner. He likes to lead. He's drawn beautifully to do so. Moon Se-young aboard, who knows all about winning the Derby. And it should be a real test for Oasis Blue to get past him. As for a couple of others, well, My Dream Day obviously was second in the Cup Mile at pretty big odds. He raced handy throughout. He ran on really well. He's up to 1,800 metres for the first time, and it can suit. Yongbi Pewang, second in the Busan Classic trial to Oasis Blue, and then third in the Cup Mile, coming from well off the pace both times. He also steps up to 1,800 metres for the first time, and he can be a real danger late on. In terms of outsiders, I know we always like looking for some outsiders. Well, Oasis Red, I'm going to try not to get these ones confused. Oasis Red, same owner, same trainer as Oasis Blue. He was a really, really nice Class 4 winner at this distance last time. He could be very, very interesting if he brings that form to the big race. Also, Young Skywalker from the Kim Young-kwon stable. Is this trainer Kim Young-kwon's final Derby? Could well be. He was, of course, the trainer of Powerblade, 4 other Derby winners. And look, Young Skywalker won very, very pleasingly at Class 4 level, over 1,800 metres last time out. Kim Hae-sun, who's already a Derby winning jockey, is aboard, and an intriguing prospect.
It's always interesting to see what's going to happen in the Korean Derby, and I'm super interested this time as well. We might just as well find out that Kim Young-kwon's got another winner here in this competition.
Yeah, we just mentioned Young Skywalker. The stable's come back into form as well. Obviously, Jo Gwyn Ye-jung, who won the Triple Tiara a couple of years ago, she roared back into form, winning the Tuksum Cup a couple of weeks ago. And
that was a big surprise.
Yeah, well, it was a big surprise because it was first up after a long time out. She really showed her quality. If the stable's in form, anything could happen.
Well, that was our story about the 3-year-olds across the world and here from South Korea. And we will be back with more races to follow up on your Korea Cup journey. So stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time.